So I think I've cracked the code. I reckon I can tell you what's coming back in the next couple of years. When it comes to Jordan Nikes, I've been watching some patterns happen and form, and I think I've cracked the code. Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased. Now, I've been watching these patterns occur within the sneaker industry for a while now, and there's a reoccurring theme that I've noticed. And what that is a style will be essentially taken away. There's no new colorways coming out for a while. Then all of a sudden, when you've just about forgotten about it, there's a hype collab with it. Then another hype collab with it. And then, when you go, oh yeah, I remember that silhouette, that was dope. Or maybe it's not that for you. Maybe you're like, hey, I've never seen that silhouette before. Until the hype collab. Then they bring it back in abundance. The dunk. Nothing really happening with dunks for a long time. You weren't, prior to this little run that they're having now, whether it be the standard basketball dunk or the SB dunk, there was nothing happening. Until Travis had him on his feet. Then he had a collab. And then there was an Off-White collab, the Chunky Dunky collab, all this type of stuff. And then, okay, let's bring out some GR stuff. And what happened with the GR stuff? Super hype. Like, basic colorways that hit at every store. Well, would have if it wasn't for COVID. And they're being resold. Like, black and white dunks are getting resold for like $300-400. Crazy. I mean, this has been going on for a while. You could even say that the Off-White Jordan 1 had an effect on Jordan 1s becoming more prevalent. Were they coming out? Yeah, sure, we were still getting Jordan 1s every now and again, but they weren't as hype as when after the Off-White collabs. Now, any Jordan 1, whether it be a low, high, mid, any colorway, OG or not, they sell out. Sell out. You could say, on the lower end of the scale, the Prestos. Hadn't seen a Presto in a while. All of a sudden they're back. They're never going to be as hype as a Jordan, but you could also say for the Huarache, you had the Stussy, or Stussy, I say Stussy, Huaraches. I believe there was another collab with Huarache before they came back. Now the OGs are back. Again, not doing as crazy, but that little bit of hype brought the intrigue, brought them back. Now with their turnover and how long it takes to manufacture shoes and get it all ready for that, I would say this is in the plan well before that. Actually, I know it is, because the next couple that I'm going to predict, actually one I'm not going to predict, one I know of. The next one is the Air Max 1. Now, for ages, you couldn't get an Air Max 1 unless you went to the Nike by You section on the Nike website. And I had one sitting there that I wanted to design and just never got around to doing it. We were going to do it for something special with music. Can't do it anymore, it's gone. Didn't see them for a while. Hadn't seen them in stores for a long time. That being on the Nike by You was like the last thing left. Then the Clot Air Max 1 came out. Didn't really do much, to be fair. Then you've got the Travis Scott Air Max 1, which images have been floating around for a while. I think they're horrible. I call them the I just pissed on my shoes ones. There's probably a couple others on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an Off-White or a Union collab or a Fragment collab. The usual suspects. Why not a blah blah blah? You saw that episode about collabs, you know what I'm talking about. But the Air Max 1 has been taken away for a minute. People who go, oh, if they've noticed, they go, where's the Air Max 1 gone? How come I can't get some Air Max 1s? Then the Clot comes out. Travis Scott will eventually come out. Something else will come out. And I already know next year they're doing a big thing for the Air Max 1. They're coming back next year. I already know that. I've been told that. by some people that know they're coming back. So that leads me to my predictions. Virgil comes out with the Off-White 2. Everyone goes, oh, no one likes 2s. Yeah, but slap a zip tie on it, little bit of exposed foam, maybe a signature. You guys are definitely going to try and cop. I'm going to try and cop. I actually love the Jordan 2. I got a pair of UNC joints that I bought second hand. I think they were the first ever pair I ever bought through like a Facebook marketplace or anything. I got them for like 70 bucks. Paid fuck all for them. I think these are sick. They're super comfy. There's a lot of cushioning around here and, you know, just super comfy. Apparently this model, the Jordan 2, Jordan never liked it himself, but at the time it was super ahead of its time. I think it was initially designed in like France or something. If that's not right, I'll correct it right here, but at the time it was a super expensive shoe to make, very advanced, but he never liked it. So me personally, they're the only 2s I got. They're the only 2s I've ever had. I actually do like 2s, lows and highs, but they're just never around. They haven't been a popular shoe, so Nike's not going too hard with them. I was recently, and when I say recently, I literally mean today, watching a video about Jordans that Nike couldn't sell, right? And they were talking about the Black History Month 2s, and I'm thinking, man, they're so dope. And they're like, yeah, they were in outlets and they just kept marking them down and marking them down, just couldn't sell them. I would have bought 5 pairs. I may buy them on StockX because apparently they're under retail. So we'll see. That'll be actually my first ever purchase from StockX, so that might be a video itself. But Off-White are doing 2 different colorways of the Jordan 2. And what they've done with it is pretty dope. I can't lie, I'm not a big Off-White fanboy, I'm not a hype beast, but them actually taking scans of a game-worn Jordan that's crumbled to create that aesthetic, I'm not mad at it. The signature, was that in the works before the trophy rooms? Was it done after? Who knows? But, you know, a little bit played out. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's another Jordan 2 collab coming around. You know, like we said before, maybe one of the usual suspects. Who's due? Who's due? Do we need, I don't know, maybe Stussy get one. I think they're due, they haven't had one in a while. Trophy room? Who knows? But there will be 1, maybe 2 more Jordan 2 collabs. And then I'd say either midway through next year, they'll bring back GR. Whether it be the OG release or some other colorways, they'll bring them back. Once they've put that little bit of intrigue in there, built the hype, they'll bring them back. That's a pattern that Nike have been doing for a while, and it's working. It works every time. Alright, every time. It does work every time, but different levels of it, right? Obviously, you're never going to replicate the Jordan 1 hype. Never. The Jordan 2 will never replicate what they did with the Jordan 1. Just won't. Could they do it with a 3 or a 4? Maybe. 11? Potentially. But not a 2. Only people like me are going to buy the 2. People will go for the Off-White joint, but I'm going to try and get the GR ones. I'll probably be able to walk into my local Foot Locker and get them, I'm sure of it. The other one is the Foamposite. Again, haven't seen one in a while. When they have come out, it's kind of sporadic, but they've almost, you know, they've almost come to that point where they're folklore in the sneaker lexicon. CDG come along with a collab. Really, really nice collab. The black and the white joints look incredible. The price is insane. Foamposites were always really expensive. This is even crazier. I believe they're like 520 bucks, and that, I think that's American, so that's going to be like almost 7 over here, I guess. I don't know what the dollar amount is, the conversion rate, but it's going to be crazy. I'm not really into Foamposites, But again, I'd almost guarantee there'll be another 1 or 2 collabs with a foam posit, and then they'll bring them back in the form of, say, OG colorways and then some GR stuff. How do I know this? How? Am I looking in a crystal ball? No, I'm not. I'm just somebody that watches. I posed the question about the Air Max 1, and then I got hit up on the sly on the DM, said next year there'll be heaps of Air Max 1s next year. And if I look at it, you know, the Claude Air Max 1 obviously didn't do too much. Then you'll have, if the Travis 1 drops, that'll go crazy. The 270 didn't, but the Air Max 1 will go crazy. Me personally, I think it looks terrible. It looks like someone pissed on their shoes. But builds the intrigue. And it's not even the hype collab that builds the intrigue. It's that make 'em miss you mentality. If you haven't seen an Air Max 1, I don't think I've seen an Air Max 1 in stores in like, for a year, maybe even 2. Obviously COVID comes into play. There was a time where stores weren't open. But yeah, I honestly can't even remember the last time I seen a pair of Air Max 1s in store. Actually, if I think back about it, I think the last time I did see them in store was probably when I got those ones from Glue for super cheap, like 35 bucks a pair. Maybe they were clearing them out at that point. Like outside of that, there was definitely like more limited colorway releases, but all of those I saw online. I never saw anything in store. They had the anniversary of the Air Max 1 University Red. And even like our local store didn't get them in store. They just had one on display, which was a bit of a tease. But yeah, I haven't seen them in store in a long time. But I know they are coming back. I've been told by someone who knows they're definitely coming back. So observing that pattern and having that being told to me, watch out next year for foam posits and Air Jordan 2s. Now, if only Virgil would do an air stab. This has been another episode of Creased. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll be back with another episode twice a week. Peace.